Hi everybody, welcome to the Soulful Soul. My name is Gladys and this is your fortnightly pick a card reading. So what I have here, I have 4 cards. I'll have a close-up. Group 1, you have that giraffe and this compass. Group 2, you have this dice. Group 3, you have this sharpener. All day-to-day things. And group 4, you have this spring, and it just won't cover the words, but you'll have a close-up now and you can make your choice or choices. Just use your intuition and go there. It's not rocket science. Group 1, please excuse the noise. I don't really have much control over Saturday shenanigans. Go. So group 4, you chose the compass. Group 1, you chose the compass, and your card says thriving, and I love that it has this giraffe there, which to me suggests languidness, like you know how a giraffe moves, it's so huge and yet it moves so beautifully, you know. But also the giraffe has a long neck, so it's able to see things from a high perspective. It's able to eat the fruit from a high tree, you know, very much like the diplodocus. And it says here thriving. So it's possible you are moving into this space of thriving. Maybe you are about to, maybe you've just been offered a job or a new job. Maybe you are moving into a new field of study, or something is happening that is maybe filling you up with there's something new I feel going on in your space. Let me just have a look quickly. Why did I put that one there? So you've got an extra card there, dear heart, so it's okay. This should be this way. That's what happened. The dragon started smoking for you, breathing fire, breathing smoke for you. So you get the 4 of coins at the center. This is your key issue, and maybe this thriving is about you starting to lay foundations, long-term foundations, group 1, for something new. Look at the I always associate the butterfly with transformation, and look at the eyes there, like your transformation is being watched from above, but you're definitely laying down roots, I feel. Crossing that is the 7 of Swords. The thing that you need to watch for, look at this, it talks about sneaky behavior. It really does. Like someone, this is almost like a bunch of flowers, presenting a bunch of flowers, but actually those swords. It's like almost like the need to watch out for who and who does not have your back, kind of thing. Because whatever this being presented to you might look like flowers, but those are daggers, and this person is keeping their fingers crossed. So just watch out for that energy. I don't want to warn of negative things, you know, and then we become so watchful of people and we can't trust. That's not the case. Use your intuition, but maybe there's just something you need to watch out for. But we'll get clarifiers, and then I can go deeper into that. So For those who are new, I do a quick read and then I go in deeper with the second level of cards. So this is just a quick overview, and then we go deeper. And sometimes the next layer kind of changes the meaning or gives us a more flavor so we can understand better. So what you need to think about is the Two of Wands. I feel maybe you have been complacent for a while. Maybe you've been forced to be complacent, a stuckness of some sort. It's almost like you've had this card speaks about a crossroads. It's like you are at a point before you take the next step. But there's something about that you need to think about, and we'll see with the next card. In the near past, Four of Wands. So some of you might be coming out of one stable situation to another, maybe recreating something. But it looks to me like you've come from a really positive situation. Maybe you've moved from one really good job to a new one really good. Maybe you've completed your masters and now you're moving to your honors or something like that. Maybe you're moving from one home and moving into another, but you have this as your anchor. You've had that stability so that you can build on that. In your unconscious, you have the Six of Coins, and it's in the reverse. There's something about sharing that is of concern to you, and give and take that is of concern to you. But that's in your unconscious. You might not even be aware of it, but you're possibly concerned with balance in giving and taking. And with the Strength card representing you, I see again this issue of balance. The Strength card is about balancing maybe the masculine and feminine, but the gentle definitely with the I don't want to say strong because they're not opposite to me. This beast nature. The Strength card speaks about taming the beast with kindness and gentleness. So, but let's see. And you are being called on either, or you are in that space of feeling like maybe you're feeling like you're finding balance in this area of your life. Maybe this new thing that's come in, this potential for stability is also teaching you this inner strength. Let me think a little bit more. I think that you are feeling confident. I think that's what this card is talking about, and you need to feel confident for this space you're going into. Around you there's heartbreak, so it's possible that in order to accomplish this, you might have had to hurt someone or some people along the way. So there might be these hearts that are broken around you, or a heart that is broken around you. And I think it's related to the Seven of Swords. So if this is your energy, dear group 1, you need to watch out for that, really. Like the games you play, the life games you play, sometimes they can come back and bite you in the bum. So it's about this, then might be a caution. But you know if it's around you or if it's you. I'm seeing the swords as related. It could be that someone else has got their comeuppance because of their behavior, but we'll see as we go on. You have in the near future the Star, and it talks about healing, and it's possibly this healing that is so this is an 8 card, and that's an 8 card. This is healing around how you have viewed yourself, like you are building your self-confidence and you are believing in yourself more, and this is leading you to the stability. Your advice, and I think this is related to this wanting an even give and take, your advice is to share the load. I think it's as simple as that. You really need to share the load, group 1. And then your outcome. So these cards follow each other. So here you have been in contemplation mode. You're thinking about this world that you want to conquer, this world that you want to step into, this new thing that you really feels like a new beginning for you. And your outcome is the next step. It's that actually waiting, moving out, stepping out into the world and going to meet your ships. And your ships are the things that you have worked hard to build. So it looks like there's some sense of accomplishment coming for you, group 1. Beneath the deck, I didn't look at this, you get the Prince of Swords. And the Prince of Swords speaks about maybe fast movement. It's possible that something is changing fast for you. Group, let me put it there. Group 1, something might be changing quite swiftly for you. And but let's see as we get the clarifiers what this is all about. But that also, that swiftness, that a quick change requires also that you keep the channels of communication open. It speaks about speaking truths. So you've got 3 central swords cards. So there might be some truths that are needing or are spoken in the 2 weeks ahead. It's like, and maybe it's speaking that happens around these games that have been played, these mind games, these, yeah, it's so interesting, that card. Anyway, let's see. Let's get clarifiers. Beneath the deck, I need one more there. Beneath the deck you get the 8 of coins. It's in the reverse, and it speaks about slowly and steadily working towards your goal, like building something. But it is in the reverse here. So, you know, okay, so I'm going to relate this back to your strength card and your healing card, and I feel like this is telling you not to, it's reminding yourself of your inner strength, but it's also saying you don't have to rush to build your stability, that it's about a slow and steady progress. The coins are slow, they are earthy, they are grounded, you know, and so, you know, the quick fix things work once in a while, they're hit and miss. When you hear about someone who suddenly made money, and often if you suddenly make money you lose it. Statistically it has been shown that many people who suddenly win money have no idea how to use that. I think my brother was telling me this. And so favor the slow and steady, and believe in your ability. And you get the Magician there in the reverse, suggesting that you might have waver sometimes, and that's normal, by the way, so don't be hard on yourself. So for the 4 of coins, with the 4 of coins you get the Chariot, and the Chariot talks about moving forward fast, with balance. It's also a card of balance, and it is in the reverse. So I feel like that's your key reminder, group 1, is don't rush. Do not rush. There's no need to rush. You are thriving. There is thriving around you, but nothing needs to be rushed. With the 7 of Swords, you get the Temperance card. And I think it's suggesting that whatever this game playing is, you need to bring balance to that somehow. Let me see. You don't have to. You can choose, dear hearts, to play this game, or you can choose to just, temperance. Look at the peaceful nature of this card. There's that higher perspective as well, like being able to fly on the swan's back and look at things from a peaceful perspective to bring peace into the situation. Maybe you have been used to scrabbling and having to fight for everything, and I think you're being guided to just take a gentle approach, a more measured approach to things. But it's up to you. You can take on that energy, or you can take on that energy in your building your stability. And then what you need to think about, this is the Knight of Wands with the Two of Wands. So you are ready to move forward. This is a slow moving knight. It's unusual. Normally the Knight of Wands is gung-ho. But this knight is also taking it easy, right? There's the gang there, and they are like taking out time to chill almost. So there's this message of taking things easy. This person has been contemplating. So here's what I'm getting, though. It's a bit of a contradiction. It's almost like you're ready to step out now. You've been taking it easy. You're ready to step out. However, there is this guidance that even though you are moving forward, do it with a calm, with a balanced perspective. There is no need for rushing. There's no need for fighting. Right? You can be aware. You can be aware of the games that are played around you, but you don't have to play that game. Now, I know that I often say this, but that's the cards that come up, right? Now, it could be games that are played around you, and every now and then, the cards say you need to be more, yourself need to have some kind of, what's the word? Not slyness, but you need to fight fire with fire and hold your cards close to your chest. And if I see that, I will say that. In this case, I'm not seeing that, In the near past, with the Four of Wands, you get the Ace of Swords. So I'm feeling like there was this stable situation. And for some of you, you are cutting yourself away from that stable situation, like a marriage or an institution. And it's not negative. It could simply mean moving from one institution to another, moving from one grade to the next, moving from one situation to another. And both those situations are about stability. For some of you, it could be moving from a marriage to moving to be on your own, and moving from that might have been about passion, to this that's about you building now a solid base on your own kind of thing. It will be different for each of you. In your unconscious, you have the King of Wands, which is related to the Strength card here. So in your unconscious, you have the Six of Coins with the King of Wands. Both these cards seem to be offering an olive branch. And maybe that's, for the next 2 weeks at least, your guidance is to be more generous with your feelings, with your interactions. Be more generous. Offer the olive branch, even if it's just for now. It feels to me like that is what is bringing the balance that you are requiring. It could be that there's some kind of relationship where you have felt that there has been an unevenness in the give and take. So somehow you are being called on to be the so-called bigger person in the next 2 weeks. And just try this out of being this. The King of Wands is confident in themselves related to this. But it could be that is what is worrying you. You're doubting your own process. So I feel like you shouldn't be, that you are being guided, that is okay. It's okay to be this gentle King of Wands. I mean, the tiger is so big, and the tiger, I think it's the one cat that can eat humans, right? So you have the ability to chew people up and spit them out, kind of thing, metaphorically, of course. But you are being guided to hold that kingly energy within yourself, with grace and with an attitude of openness, an open hand, an open heart mainly, But I feel like you will maybe keep questioning your magician power, and you're being guided not to. Your magician power lies in you trusting those two aspects of yourself and them working in tandem, and favoring the gentle one, favoring the not even naive, it's the virgin nature over the beast nature, the looking at things from an open heart rather than looking at them as things that you need to conquer. And that's where your strength lies in the next 2 weeks. Sorry, let me look at what's around you. Around you is the 3 of Swords with the 3 of Coins. So 2 3 cards. I feel like there's a change in the way you are working with someone. So it could be for some of you, you've been in collaboration with someone and now you might be going on your own. I feel that strong sense of going on your own. But there's some aspect of you that's requiring a strong sense of self, a strong sense of believing in yourself. But there's something about collaborations. It's possible you've walked away from a relationship and are moving into aloneness. The 3 of Coins is about collaboration, but you seem to be moving towards a space of aloneness. Or maybe it's your heart that's been broken by someone else doing that. But you have the strength to see yourself through these next steps. You have with the star, you get the 7 of Coins. This is another card of patience and impatience, right? So I feel like your healing, really, this is a key message, another key message. Your healing lies in your being willing to be soft. That's, I think, what I was trying to say earlier. You're strong, but soft. And that is where your healing lies. Yeah, I was going to say maybe you can work with water, group 1, drinking water consciously, being in water bodies if you can. You can even wash your feet in salt water. Get the Himalayan salt. It's said to be healing. And salt is a purifier. So wash your feet, soak your feet, maybe even with bicarb. That helps if you have swollen feet and stuff like that. Helps to drain that energy. And I see that maybe the swollen feet is about holding on to toxic energy, the metaphor of that. So do that if you need to. So water is important, and just flush yourself out that way. Your advice cards are sharing the load, which comes back to this, and the Seer of Shells. Now I love this version of the Page of Cups because it is looking at things with an open heart. This penguin is chatting with that fish. This is my enemy, this person that has stabbed me in the back. Be aware of the stabbage in the back, right? But you come to that potential. It's almost like killing something with kindness, killing a situation with kindness. And this penguin is willing to have that higher perspective and look at a situation from a lofty space. Even here they have a higher perspective. They know they have power to eat that fish, but in fact they are engaging with that fish. That's your guidance. And your outcome, potential outcome, you are reaching out for your ships, going out to meet them. This is the card of having put out your intentions, put out your hard work, and now going to meet the rewards of that. But you have with it the 10 of Swords, and it's it's the 10 of Swords, 10 of Feathers. The vulture is associated with carrion, what are they called? They are called, what birds are they? Oh, you can mention it in the comments below if you know, but it's just not coming to me. Maybe carrion, but they go out and they get the scraps, right? But the vulture, sorry, I just had a thought related to what I was saying earlier. They're also cleaning up. They are cleaning up, and so their role is important. It's very important because they clean up and they nurture and nourish themselves by doing that. So there's something about in the near future also being scrappy, possibly. Something to do with taking the leftovers and making something worthwhile out of it. You know, it could even speak about recycling. Maybe you are recycling something. That's one possibility. Like this thing that's coming in is a recycling of something from the past, you know, with the triangle there. But the other thing that the Ten of Swords talks about is the worst being over. And maybe that's what the recycling is. Something has ended so that something new can begin. That's a strong message that I'm getting here. There's some new beginning happening for you, and trusting that the worst is over. And you know, with all those swords there, maybe you have been through that trial of fire where there's been a lot of negative sword energy, and now you are past that. But you need to continue that attitude of gentleness towards, especially towards yourself, but also towards the situation. It doesn't mean that you don't see the situation for what it is. It's almost like your gentleness is your strength. And gosh, one of my cards is gentle strength. And I looked up and I've got my whole lot of words up. And that's the one that I'm looking at. I didn't even realize I was looking at it. But anyway, so that's a strong message for you. Something you're working towards the ending of the situation. So, okay, that's what it is. It's like your guidance is to see things from this lofty place, this gentle space. And as you go out to meet your ships as they come in, that attitude is helping you end something. You know, the vultures take after a life is ended, they get those scraps. But those scraps are important because they nurture them. So there's something that's ended or ending, and it's about to come to an end. And you are being guided as you take it towards that ending to keep this attitude, or to take this attitude of gentleness, sharing responsibility, you know, getting help when you need it. But also the strong idea of this gentle attitude. It's almost like this languid nature in your building your future, but also in a particular situation to have this attitude, a lofty attitude of killing with kindness, but seeing things from a higher perspective and therefore acting from a higher perspective, and seeing gentle not as a weakness but as your strength. Group 1, there's one thing I didn't say. I didn't speak about this compass, and it feels like it ties in with your message. It's like you are being divinely guided, and that's because you have chosen to take this path of allowing yourself to be guided. So keep on keeping on. Okay, dear hearts, I'll chat with you again soon. Bye. Okay, group 1, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that helped you. Please won't you share your feedback with me. Please share whatever you know about the vulture and use that. And like, share, subscribe. I would love to get your feedback as well. Okay, group 1, I'll chat with you again soon. Bye. Welcome back, group 2. If you chose this cyclone, this whirlwind, your card says healing chaos, and it suggests I'm seeing here for you a lot of change happening. Let me just change this as I say that, right? There are lots of butterflies around, a lot of transformation going on, and you had we landed on the 5, which talks about change. So I think you're going through a huge change, huge transformation. Group 2. I want you to see your candle. There. So let's see. Okay, but you can't see all the cards, but I will show you as we proceed. Okay, I'll just hold them up. Beneath the deck, you get the Ace of Feathers. Wow, interesting. So definitely something new happening. So something has to change. Some change is going on in order for something new to happen. A new beginning. There's definitely a new beginning for you. Group 2. Very big change. And it's almost like whatever you've been going through has been for your own transformation. Just look back and I think you will see that you have transformed significantly from whatever's going on. And maybe you need to think about what that transformation, honor that. Like write down the ways that you have changed. At the center you get the High Priestess. And it's crossed by the Temperance. So there's something, these are 2 cards of balance. There's something you might not be able to see right now. It's possible that you've been through a really, really difficult time, Group 2. Or something's been chaotic and you can't see it yet. But trust that it has been for your own good, that it has. And I'm going to be a bit more specific and say that your change, your transformation has been about you coming into some kind of balance. Now, balance can mean so many things. And that's what I think you are being, not challenged, but what I would suggest doing is, in what ways have you come more into balance, more into tune with your true nature or your growing nature, your spiritual nature? I think that's fascinating. Now, for those who are unfamiliar, I just want to say that the way I read is that I do a quick run through with the first set of cards and then I do a clarifier with the second and then we go deeper. So sometimes this is just a quick overview and then that message, sometimes it changes somewhat, but I try to tie it in. You have the Chariot here and what you need to think about, and that's in reverse, it's saying you need to think about speed. At what speed do you move forward? Do you rush? Do you take things easy? And we'll come back to that. And here past, something died, something ended. There was a complete ending of something, but the worst is over. In the unconscious, the 6 of Feathers, you are wanting to move from one situation to another. A situation you feel is turbulent, not stable, but you have the 5 of Coins, and it's almost like the message is that whatever you're going through or have been going through, it's leading to your stability or has led to a sense of balance, a sense of harmony in some area of your life. And the 6 of Swords is about moving to that place of harmony, but possibly, if I look at the 6 and 7 of Swords, it's a similar message to Group 1, although the essence of yours is very different, and that is about there's no need to rush. There really is no need to rush. And you get the Bearer of Justice representing you. You could be a Libra, you could be dealing with a Libra, but you get this beautiful card of, look at that, Ganesha. Well, I associate with Ganesha. For all I know, this could be an African elephant, but wow, I love elephants, right? But this talks about being strong, and it talks about then again that thing of balance and stability. You are coming to a place of justice, of feeling confident, of feeling accepting almost this transition, this period that has maybe been harsh. I think you're coming to, you see the justice playing out for you. that although things have been tough, here you are now, still standing. You're an elephant. You are able to move through the obstacles. You have learned something. And around you get the 10 of branches. This is about maybe someone around you is feeling weighed down. Maybe given that you have gone through the cycle, maybe they need support. But this card is about taking on too much. And it could be someone around you, it could be your energy. And if it's your energy, you need to ask for help. But if it's someone else's energy, reach out and offer them support, given that you are now coming to this place of balance. It's like paying it forward, which is some anyway. So you get the Seeker of Branches. This card, and I was just saying to group 1 because they got it in another space, but this card is the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands generally tends to rush, but this is not a rushing knight. This knight, there's the caravan going from one place to the other. This knight is chilling, is coming to talk to you and offer like an olive branch, or like just say, hey, let's have a convo kind of thing. It's very cute. It's like being willing to stop and smell the roses kind of thing. And that's your near future. It looks lovely. But this is also abundant. You know, I associate the camels with abundance, and they carry their abundance with them because they have the water. Water is the most, it's the most invaluable resource, right? Especially in the desert. But even through the desert times, you have your inner resources of water, replenishment within. And you're willing to share it as well. Very nice. I'm actually liking my metaphor there. And in your advice is the 8 of Feathers. This card keeps coming up. This is the 8 of Swords. And how interesting in this one. There's a little baby. I think it's a baby. It could be a partner that feels that they are stuck. But actually they can fly. They can let themselves out and fly. So maybe that's what you should be doing, is saying, where do you not fly, not see your flyability when you can fly, with the Ace of Swords there. And this is the albatross. I think, because we associate the albatross, I'm not sure why, and I said to group 1, if you know about birds, please share your comments below and let us all learn. I would love to learn more what you know about the albatross. The only thing I know is from my childhood memory of what we've associated the albatross with, the like weighing you down. But I don't know why. There must be some reality about that. So please share that if you know, and we all learn. So what has weighed you down? Your guidance is to look at what has weighed you down and see how you yourself have been complicit. I think there's a lot of lesson here in how much you've grown, and part of it is looking back at how you've also kept yourself stuck so you don't repeat those lessons. Group 2, I think it's beautiful. I've liked both readings so far. They're quite healing and depth full. And then you get in your outcome, potential outcome, you get the raccoon, the seer of fossils, another page. So 2 pages. Hey, did you not get the, oh no, you didn't get the page of cups. So, but you've got a page here. And it's talking about a new beginning. So your new beginning looks to me like it's an offer that comes in, looks like, and it's a very new offer. And you know what I'm thinking is this offer is the stepping stone maybe for something deeper. So think about that even when you get the new offer, is how maybe for some of you, let's see what comes up as clarifier. How do you negotiate for the best possible offer, I guess? Oh, like that. You you've got lots of major arcana group too. You've got the High Priestess, the Wheel of Fortune, the Moon, the Temperance, the Chariot, the Justice. Let's see. So there's a significant change going on here for you, and it's a positive one. The Hanged Man. Oops, I don't want it to come out. The Sun. And beneath the deck you get the Seven of Wands. Standing strong, standing tall, believing in yourself. So this is about standing up for yourself. And I think it's related maybe to this negotiation, whatever that is, right? In your new beginning. Let's see where we can put these cards so we can see it a little bit. Right. At your center, dear hearts, you have the High Priestess with the Wheel of Fortune. So something is changing, and maybe I'm thinking now that something is being in the process of being revealed to you, Group 1. I don't know what it is, because for me the High Priestess reveals when we are ready, and I might not even be the conduit to reveal that. Maybe I am, and we'll see as we go on, right? But there's a change in your fortunes, definitely to the positive. There's a huge change going on for you, and I think you've been patient. That's impression, like you've allowed the cycle, well, almost like you had no choice, but you really tried your best to go with it, even though it might have been difficult. But the change is happening. Really, that's what I feel. But you might not be yet be able to see the reason. Maybe you're not, and maybe you're not meant to see that the reason, or maybe you are, because but we get the moon. The moon also talks about things that are hidden, but it is in the upright. So maybe you will, and there are two lighthouses there. I feel like this process that you've been gone through is helping you to have more harmony within, but it's also led you somewhere on your path of spirituality. It's led you closer to your third eye. It's led you closer to your true self. Really beautiful. What you need to think about is a new way of moving forward. A new way of moving forward. Look at the Chariot from a different perspective. You might be a Cancer. You might be a person who has this energy of moving forward swiftly, whether I have control of my horses or not. And maybe you are needing to look at how do you manage those horses. Like we've come to this place of more harmony within. Now, how do you keep that? How do you keep that in this new phase? So there's something to do with the Hanged Man, looking at the way you've done things in the past, your movement forward. How would you describe your movement forward, your common way of moving forward? There's some lesson in that about how you move forward that you need to think about with the Hanged Man. How you do things differently in future, in this new start. With the Six of Swords, you get the Ten of Swords, and this is in your unconscious. This Ten of Swords has come up for you, and I didn't look at your near past. With this Ten of Swords, you get the Princess of Swords. This is a page. So you have ended a cycle. It's as simple as that. You have ended a cycle, and now you have a fresh perspective on something, on this cycle that's ended, and you start the new one with a new way of seeing. Okay, so beneath the surface you have the Six of Swords with the Ten of Swords, and this is this transition you're hoping for. And I'm feeling like, just remember that the worst is over. You might not be able to see it, but the worst is over, right? And your transition will begin. It might not be happening now. Just hold your horses. Hold your horses. With the Justice card, you get the Prince of Cups. I feel I'd like to get a clarifier for this, because you get the Page of Cups in the reverse. I think that you this is your energy, so you are moving to the space of having your justice. For some of you, it might be a divorce or something to do with legal matters that comes into signing of contracts, that kind of thing. But you have this Prince of Cups in reverse, so there's a sense of disillusionment. But you know, group 2, I love your reading in that maybe this is guidance to not be disillusioned. Trust that this process has been necessary for your spiritual growth. And here it is, this coming into balance on something again. So trust that. Don't be jaded. Don't be jaded, and keep your heart open, is what I'm saying. You know, although, let me just say, maybe that's just how you're feeling and you need to accept that. But trust that you are coming to the space of justice. Justice is being served. And I really feel, let me get a clarifier for that. I want to use another deck for that. You might be comfortable with whatever's come out there for you, but for those who need clarification, further clarification, let me see. Wow. You get justice again. So just know that whatever's gone on that has maybe broken your heart, don't let you be jaded. Know that it's been about bringing you to some kind of justice. And maybe that's the lesson that's being learned from that from that the High Priestess. You know, the Justice card is a 2, and the High Priestess is a number 2, but Justice, 11, 1 and 1 makes 2. So they are very related. Around you, you get the 10 of Branches with the Sun in the reverse. So if this is related to someone else, there might be someone around you that is struggling with an overwhelm of responsibility that you can maybe reach out and help. Maybe even someone experiencing depression or something like that. It could be your energy, and I think that you are, maybe if it's your energy, share the load. You have people around you, you know, that you can share the load with, and play with the Sun. If you are feeling this sense of depression, just look at this reading and remind yourself of how far you've come, but also play with the Sun, dear hearts, and use the Sun. Here in the Southern Hemisphere, and especially here in Durban, we have a lot of sun now in summer. Even though we get a lot of rain, there's also a lot of sun. So lie out in the sun and enjoy it. Let it fill you with its beautiful positive energy. And then with the it's a 6. A 6 of coins is about even give and take. It's about being generous, being able to be generous, and maybe that's the position you are being in, where you can be generous. It doesn't have to be financial generosity, but it could be. But it's about sharing an even give and take, and it's also about letting yourself out of the self-imposed prison. That is your advice, to think about that. How do you do that? Now, it looks like I didn't. Oh, did I? Oh, near future. I didn't get a card for this. Did I? I thought I had. Anyway, we'll get one. Your near future, you've got this languid approach to the Ace of Coins. So it's the Ace of Coins is in reverse. So maybe it's about not rushing something to happen. To me, this is saying there's an offer coming, but it might be slow. So just take it easy. I'll get your outcome card, and I'll get a clarifier. Your thing is about taking it easy, and not rushing anything, but let me get a clarifier for them in here. You get the Knave of Swords. Okay, so this is what I'm getting, dear hearts. This is the Page of Wands, Page of Swords. That's the Knight of Wands. This knight is unusual. They are taking an easy approach, having a relaxed attitude towards whatever. Now what I'm seeing is that that relaxed attitude is towards negotiations about this new beginning, which looks like it's about money. So for some of you it might be a divorce, and with the Justice card there, but there's certainly the sense of contracts being signed, even if it's studies, like what are the terms of my honors or PhD, that kind of thing, my internship, and how do I negotiate the best for myself with the Knave of Swords there. Page of Swords. It's like there's this mix of innocence but strength attached to it. So looking at things from a new perspective, but looking out for your own best interests in the process. So you've got the Page of Swords twice. Like there's this really new beginning energy, and I feel like it's also speaking up for yourself, but in a calm way. There's no fight. There's just let's just do this thing. It's like a detached thing. Maybe that's what you are also being called on, to be somewhat detached, as the be lawyery, but not in an asshole way, right? You're doing it in a very friendly way because you're the page. There's a page and a knight. And that night, I've described it. And then in your outcome, you get this new beginning, this Page of Coins, and you get it with the Eight of Coins. And the Eight of Coins speaks about painstakingly working on your stuff. Here it is in the reverse. So I feel like this new beginning might be in something that you've worked for that you thought was lost. Let me get a clarifier for that. Is that Eight of Coins? You get the Nine of Swords. So there's this need to don't convince yourself of all that is lost. Instead look at. So you're moving into a new beginning, but you've had a whole lot of experience in the past, and it might have, you might have been unemployed, you might have been out of study or something. There seems to have been a cut, and you went through this long, dark night of the soul kind of thing, but you don't have to be stuck in the negative thoughts. You can remember what you have built, and you can have this new beginning. You know what I'm thinking here? This is like a 1 coin, and that's 8 coins. So you have already built those 8 coins that lead you to the 9 coins of independence, but you don't have to rush. But do remember to negotiate on your behalf, on your own behalf, negotiate what's fair for you in this new beginning, because you know that you have all this experience here. Even if it's in the reverse, maybe there was, for some of you, you might have been injured and not able to work on your craft, but you still have that in the past, and you just try not to get yourself caught up in negative thinking. Well, the Nine of Swords is in reverse, or did I put it? Doesn't matter. It is in reverse. You bring this upright and remind yourself of what you worked on for so long and so hard. It's there. That's your reading group 2. I hope it helps you. Please won't you share your feedback with me. Share your comments about the albatross if you have anything to say, and share, tell other people about my readings, and I will chat with you again soon. I send you lots of love. Bye. Group 3, welcome back. Your card says protection, and look at this beautiful old tree, like you have divine protection in whatever this journey is. And you have the sharpener, and whatever is going on, there's lightning there. It's a similar message to group 2, and it's about making you sharp in some particular area. Maybe you're honing a certain skill, but let's see what comes up. And just knowing that you are divinely protected anyway. And look how the dragon's breathing for you. Group 3 is beautiful. Nice. Well, not nice, but it's guidance, obviously. And for those who don't know the way I read, I'll start with a quick one, with the one set of cards, and then I go deeper with the second. So the picture might transform as we go along, right? As we go deeper. You have the 2 of coins beneath the deck, which talks about you coming to balance or trying to find balance in a situation, similar as group 1. Well, it's one of the themes that came up for group 1, let's say. Let me look quickly. Okay, let's see. You get the 9 of Swords crossed by the Page of Coins. So you are worrying about finances, I feel. You're wanting a new beginning with regard to finances. Maybe you're waiting for a job offer, or something concrete, something tangible. It might not be finances. It could be study offer. It could be results. It could be some message, because the pages are also messengers, and the coins are associated with practical things, day-to-day life, So that's your central issue. 8 of Wands is about communication. You have it in the reverse, and it's saying that maybe there's something you need to communicate about, and it could be related to something that you something you need to communicate about there. In the near past, you get the 5 of Wands, and this interesting, these wands are in the head, but there's some maybe head games that have been played. There might have been, you felt there was a lot of competition in the past, but that's a thing of the past, and let's see how it has a bearing here. You have in your unconscious something you thought was over, some completion that is not really completed. So maybe you thought you tied up loose ends, but you haven't, and maybe it's related to this communication you need to do. You have around you the Prince of Wands. This is your energies, the Prince of Wands in reverse. It's possible that you're feeling tied down. Maybe you're waiting for an offer, and in the meantime you're feeling tied down. And it's possibly related to tiredness. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you've taken on too much, and it's weighed you down. In the near future, you get the Queen of Swords. So some clarity is coming, or maybe you're going to speak up about something. But there's definitely some kind of, I think, even justice coming to a situation. Maybe you get communication. Maybe you've been waiting for communication on something, and it comes. Your advice is the 8 of Cups. Letting go. You need to tie up a cycle, dear hearts, that has been holding you back, is what I'm thinking. And then in the near future, in the outcome, you get the Chariot in reverse. And this is a constant theme for all the groups so far, is this need to not rush. Not rush. Do things with balance. That rushing can lead to you dropping the ball, right? So let's see with the clarifiers what comes up for you, group 3. Okay. Oh, Justice. 2. Want to come up for your advice and taking it easy. You get the 3 of branches. So what I'm thinking is that something comes in. I think you've put out a lot. Maybe you've sent out CVs, sent out applications or something like that, even for study. And it looks to me like there's a suggestion that hard work is paying off and comes through in the form of offers, maybe collaborations or whatever. That's what it feels like. In your with the 9 of Swords, you get the bearer of justice. This is also air energy. It's like, let me just give it some thought. I think that you are stuck in your head about something that you feel maybe a legal matter. But to me, this bearer of justice is suggesting that fairness, a fair solution is happening, even if you don't see it or might not like it. But there's a fair solution. So I think that you need to get out of your head and trust that the bearer of justice is there to make things fair. Crossing that, you get the Princess of Coins. This Page of Coins comes with the Knight of Wands. So let's think about this. Yeah, you're waiting for this new beginning to happen, but in the meantime you can enjoy conversations, you can do some exploring. There's something very languid about, and this card has come up for each of the readings so far. There's something very languid. Normally the Knight of Wands is shown rushing in and out and untrustworthy, but this is such a trustworthy knight. It's talking about just chilling and engaging in conversation, maybe finding out stuff, exploring possibilities in the meantime, you know, as this thing is being worked out and brought into balance. I really believe that whatever's been out of balance, this divine protection is happening and balance is coming. So you can worry or you can choose not to worry, and in the meantime just explore different things, study different things, look at different things, almost like preparing for your ships to come in, trusting that they are. So you have the 8 of Wands, which is about communication, and the 7 of Shells. This is about many choices. This is what you need to think about. I feel this is saying, when your ships come in, when you are made these offers that are coming in, these emotionally fulfilling offers, or they look like they are, what will you do? How will you communicate? What will you say? Who will you choose? What will you choose? You know, it's almost like you are needing to think about that while you are waiting. Right? See this 8 of Wands, and how will you communicate? It's about communication, but it's also about thought, especially in this one. It's like, how do you present your ideas? Interesting, hey? Very interesting. Near past, you get the Seeker of Fossils, another knight, with the 5 of Wands in reverse. So maybe you have been waiting for this adventure, waiting for this new beginning, and maybe you ended something that was very competitive, and it's led to a loss in a job or a loss in income or something, or stability, but that's in the past, you know. Now you are moving towards something new, I think. But there's no need for rushing. Something needs to be tied up as well. And I think this is what this is related to. It's almost like you need to do research while you're waiting for justice to be served. While you wait for justice to be served, and but you need to close out a cycle. Maybe this cycle from the past. Maybe there's something that is not wrapped up in relation to that past thing. I'm just thinking. Maybe it could even be speaking your mind, sending a letter, an email, or maybe you are being guided to send out emails while you wait for things to come in, opening up your options, so that you have many options, trusting that justice is being served, that things are being brought into balance. But there is something in your unconscious about unfinished business, and it's business from the past, essentially. You get with the Prince of Wands, there's your Prince of Wands again here. It's taking things easy instead of rushing. You get with it the Eight of Coins, and this talks about industriousness, working hard on something, and this is in the reverse. So it's almost like you are feeling like you have worked hard on something, but you don't have anything to show for it. It's interesting, this came out but in the other deck for group 2, but in a very different form. It came out in their outcome. There's so many connections between the 3 readings so far. I think you are, group 3, I feel like you are maybe in danger of feeling down and lacking inspiration. Maybe you worked hard on something and it didn't bear fruit in the way you expected it to. And maybe that's what's going on. Or maybe you are just taking a break from all the hard work, and that's a good thing. Because around you is this 10 of Wands. I think you have taken on too much in the past, more than your fair share, and you need to let it go. This could also be, and this is the Hanged Man, being able to look at things from a different perspective. But maybe what it's saying is that you were stuck in this taking on too much, and maybe you've taken a break now and you are learning how to let go of that and share responsibility. But we'll see in the maybe I'll get a clarify for that. In your near future, 2 powerful cards. There's 2 new beginning cards. I think you must trust that you are being led to a new beginning, a new and solid offer of some sort coming in. That's your near future. And then in your advice, there's this letting go, closing a cycle, definitely a closing of a cycle, and I think it requires communication with that 8 of Wands there. Some cycle from the past needs to be let go of, and it can be done in a passionate, let me think about okay, there's something about Wands here. There's this thing that needs to be let go of. And then there's this energy of the Wands, this communication. And maybe that's your advice. Is there some communication that you need to think about? Whether it's putting out your CV or noting down your experiences or writing a letter to someone that you need to close a cycle with, or putting down your demands towards this justice, this court case or contract or something that needs to be tied up. And I think that the nurture of branches and Ace of Branches is in the how. There's this languid thing again. The fire signs are fire element is shown in, or the fire signs in fact are shown, the representatives are shown with such languid nature, all of them. And here's the Queen trusting in their ability to get what they want, but they're doing it with this olive branch. There's no fight. There's just, here we are. Here I am. This is what my rights are. These are what my rights are. Here are my demands. There's no fight. There, you need to think about this. But you do it in this is the constant theme I'm getting in the past readings, is putting forward your needs, but because you are feeling so confident, or listening to the guidance to trust in yourself, trust in spirit, know that you are protected. You come at this battle or whatever it is from a place of believing in yourself. So none of it has to be a fight, but you're definitely asking for your new beginning. You are asking for your worth. Here are my demands. And they're not my demands, they are my demands. This is my part of the negotiation. Let's see what you have. And maybe what you have, the person on the other side says, of course, you deserve that, Something like that is what I'm feeling here. And let me get this clarify for this, and maybe for these two, your energy and the energy around you. Oh, look at that, the Hierophant. The Fool. So, this overwork, maybe, I'm letting go of that. I feel it's linked to maybe institutions and knowledge institutions, or marriages. For some of you it's marriage, some of you it's maybe you have stopped working on something, or let go of the need to work too hard on something, because you have relied on your inner wisdom, your inner knowledge, and you're trusting yourself. But there's also something to do with institutions here. Maybe you're taking on the energy of the Hierophant, the teacher, the one who has knowledge. It's not wisdom so much as knowledge, practical knowledge. But it can be ancient knowledge to share. Maybe you're taking on that mantle. But it's because you have also let go. Let go of the overwork. Let go of the overdoing in some way. And around you get there is this energy of something not moving forward yet. There's a need to let go of burdens. There's well, this is curious, because this can be that you've looked at things from a different perspective. You've allowed yourself to be suspended, and now there's time for a new beginning. But with the Fool in reverse there, it gives another picture. I guess it's saying you don't have to rush. It's almost like you are on the precipice of a new start, but you don't have to rush. Maybe because you still need to wait for the offers, speak your mind, share your thoughts, put forward your non-negotiables, or put your negotiables on the table, your needs and wants on the table. Group 3, really lovely. And then you get the Chariot, and in your outcome you get the Chariot and the Nurturer of Shells, which is both in reverse. The Nurturer of Shells is the Queen of Cups. I get confused after I've done 3 readings of, anyway. So there's this sense of things not moving forward yet, but I think it's because all the stuff is being put in place for your new beginning, for a fair and new start for you. With the Nurturer of Shells, I feel like your caution is to not feel like don't take things personally. I feel like your guidance is, maybe you will come out of this feeling somewhat detached, but in a good way. It's not like a fight. Really, I feel it's like you are somewhat detached. You have taken your heart energy out of it, not in a bad way, but in a self-serving way. And because of that, you know not to rush. So it's a good energy there. And maybe, like I said I think group 1, spend time with water, swimming or something like that, group 1. Group 3, and you get the 8 of Pentacles as well. So I feel like you are really working towards some kind of offer of some sort, but you are required to be balanced. Don't rush, and don't rush. There's that languid feeling again, and in the reverse it can be the inclination to rush. But you have worked hard, and just trust that all the things are being put in place. Group 3, that's what I feel. Okay, dear hearts, I'm going to leave it there. I hope this has helped you. Please, won't you share your feedback with me, and give me a like, share with others, and yeah, I'll chat with you again soon. Sending you lots of love. Bye. I'll come back. Group 4, you got simplicity and this beautiful feather here. And it came with the spring. So if you think about this, right, I didn't even think about it. This is such a simple concept, right? And yet how groundbreaking is the spring? Gosh, I mean, I can't even think about the ways this has been used. So can I invite you to please share your thoughts below, like where you feel this has been groundbreaking. I think that's beautiful. Yeah. So I think that the suggestion is that something that looks simple can have powerful repercussions. Okay. Lots of swords so far that I'm seeing. Oh gosh, 2 outcome cards. Both the 2s. And then you have the Keeper of the Light. This is the Hermit. So possibly group 4, sorry. You are going into this place of going within, or maybe you are in that. You've been doing a lot of hermiting, withdrawing from the rat race-ish thing, kind of thing. Let's move that back. Right. I want you to see that light. So group 1, you have the 7 of Feathers. Now magpies are associated with cleverness, and I don't know why my baby girl is barking. She's not big on barking, unless she wants something. Mind you, I'm outside. You're supposed to be letting me in. Like that. So the magpie, there is something to do with cleverness going on for you. And now my laptop's playing music. What the hell? What the actual? It says it's a subliminal, like a let go of fear. That's what it's about. Very interesting group 4. And it just rocked up. It just rocked up. It just started. So there's this energy of, this can be a negative energy, and I'm not seeing it here, but there's the feathers. That's a different deck, right? It's like you have the key to something, and maybe it's because you have closed a cycle, successfully closed a cycle, a cycle is coming to a completion. Maybe it's around the Seven of Swords. Maybe this negative cycle has come to an end, the cycle of having to compete, which the Seven of Swords is not about competition so much as winner take all. I'm going to get there before you. I will hurt you before you hurt me, kind of thing. And maybe you are closing out a cycle of that nature. But when I look at the magpie, magpies are clever, right? They're very clever birds. They collect things. And maybe there's something to do with that. This magpie has the key to this simple solution. Maybe you need to think about the Three of Cups. Maybe taking some time out. Maybe you haven't been with friends, with people that you love, doing something nice, having a bit of joy, doing something joyful. Near past is the Lovers. So for some of you, this might be love. Maybe you have closed a cycle of negative relationships, and maybe it's related to this being willing to go within and find your own inner compass in a way, your own inner spring. You know, this is another thing, is about being able to spring up from things, you know, like respring, bounce back is the word I was thinking of. And you have in the near past the honeybee. So you might have had a loss in the past. The first thing that comes to mind when I look at bees is my mum. So you could have lost a loved one. You could have lost a relationship in the reverse. And it says heart awakener. And look at these bees. They're industrious. They're working together on something. So you might have lost a loved one or a relationship. But you're closing out a cycle of negativity. In your unconscious, you get the guardian of feathers. And you know what I'm thinking here? Immediately I'm feeling is that you don't have to be, feel like you have to be on guard with your heart or something. The guardian of feathers is the King of Swords, so they are about the mind. So there's something about mind, the mind games maybe, or even the mind games you tell yourself maybe about relationships, what's good and what's not good. You know, you've got a lot of feathers, a lot of swords here around you, or representing you. So this maybe some way you have in the past not communicated on your own behalf. The King of Swords is a great communicator. They trust themselves. They trust their communication. They trust in their words. And maybe that's in your unconscious, a lack of trust in your words, dear hearts. And it will play out so differently for each of you. But I feel like another message could be, you don't have to be guarded. You don't have to keep your walls up, maybe in love or some kind of emotional situation. You get the Four of Swords representing you. And there's this theme again of a withdrawal, of taking time out, of going within. I think you are walking in meditation, or you're being invited to walk in meditation. Like, see your everyday being as walking in meditation. Just try that out for the next 2 weeks. You know, being mindful. You get around you is the Four of Coins in the reverse. So there might be someone around you that is depleting your resources or making you feel holding on and not sharing with you. You might feel that way. Or it could be your energy, but I feel like it's around you, this lack of stability. But we'll see as we clarify. And like I was saying with the others, I do a quick round with the one set of cards, and then I go deeper with the others. So the meanings might change because they get more depth. In your near future, here's the Eight of Wands. I think this has come out for everyone, this need for communication. And I think that for you, it's saying that something might move forward swiftly. Maybe you're going to complete something, a communication of some sort. For some of you, this might be, you might be writing something, and there's your belief in your mind. You're believing in your mind and not second guessing yourself, believing in your magpie nature. And that simplicity is, we mustn't mistake simplicity for stupidity. I think that's the message. But put your message out. This could also mean that things happen quickly. For some of you, it might be communication in a relationship that comes in, or you decide to communicate something in a relationship. Maybe it's even about this, what you feel might be hoarding of some sort. Your advice is call to awakening. This is the Sun card, spending time in the sun, dear hearts, because I feel like something important is going on for you. It has been about you going within. Maybe you went within, something came to you, and now you are working on that thing. You're working on that thing, and that thing requires that you take time out for enjoyment, and that thing requires that you use your clever mind. It might have resulted in you ending a situation with someone, or a way of thinking, and it also, the thing that can work against you, I think, in your unconscious, and just to be guarded about, is not being guarded towards people in relationships, or to trust yourself, trust your ability to communicate. That's the strong theme, is this communication. Walk in meditation, be mindful in the week ahead, and 2 weeks ahead. Just see what comes up for you. And then in your near future, you get 2 cards of stability, but they are in the reverse. They're about balance. I think that they are saying, you might find that you are having to juggle things, and maybe that's just part of your journey. And with the 2 of Swords in reverse, maybe your juggling things is related to, with the 2 of Swords upright, you block yourself off from your truth, from something that you need to know. So in the reverse, it could be suggesting that some truth comes to light, or you get clarity, or maybe in your juggling, you are needing to juggle, but you find balance and clarity. That's what I'm feeling from this reading. It's so interesting. And maybe there's an element of having and needing to trust, for trusting the simplicity of your process, or something like that. No, I would not know. Let me do it like this. I think, well, beginnings, balance. And I keep getting, there we go. Beneath the deck, you get the King of Cups. I think that this is turning that cup inward. It is possible, like I say, maybe this offer that comes in is a love offer, because there's love around you. There's the King of Cups. So there might be a King of Cups around you. And if you are wanting this relationship, trusting the simplicity of it, that it doesn't have to be all drama and stuff, but also you have to put your guard down in order to have victory, But for some of you, it's you being your own King of Cups. I'm going to say it again, water is important. Drinking water and drinking it mindfully, but also maybe putting your feet in water, maybe salt baths, that kind of thing. But for you, group 4, it's pouring that love into yourself and trusting and believing in that self-love. And, well, there might be might be a partnership here. There's the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. And these are not gender specific, and they don't even relate to just the water signs. It could be a fire sign and an earth sign. It could be anything, but what it does suggest is a divine partnership. And like I say, it's not gender specific. It just represents a partnership of two different sides. This is there. So with the magpie, you get the Ace of Cups. For some of you, this is definitely a new beginning in love. It's almost like you don't have to play games, but maybe you did play a game and it's resulted in someone that you loved taking you seriously. Maybe you had to be the clever little magpie and be stealthy in pursuing your love. Maybe you pursued them without it seeming like you're pursuing them. I think that's very cute. And for others, it's a new beginning coming about because you were clever. Now, I think you need to think about how you've been clever. How have you been clever and it's resulted in this new beginning? How have you been clever in working towards your new beginning? And trust that. But there's something that has come to an end. And when you have an ending, we have a new beginning. This is a positive ending. It's something that has been tied up nicely, dear hearts. You've tied something up nicely. Or maybe that's what's coming, that's what you're working on. You're working on tying something up. And it might leave you feeling a bit out of balance with Temperance there. But all in all, I'm feeling it's positive, that sometimes we need to be out of balance in order to learn something new in our effort to come into balance. Wow, okay, I guess that's getting a bit deep there. So you have this joy. Maybe you need to do a little bit less hermiting. Maybe do the hermiting, but also come out to play every now and then. You can't be stuck in hermit mode all the time. We have to have that balance. Maybe that's what that's talking about. Is your completion requires a balanced perspective. Let me just think about this. Maybe you've let go of something from the past that was out of balance. Maybe that's what you are in the process of doing, completing a cycle there. Something made you sad in the past. There's some hurt from the past, dear hearts, that's had a bearing on this, but it's really made you grow. And for some of you, maybe a loved one is there, even though it was sad, they are guiding, they are there. So with the Guardian of Feathers, which is the King of Swords, you have the Six of Wands, which is about success. And there's the magpie again. Am I right? Birds have been a common thing, and I've asked people to share what they know about different birds that have come up. And you can tell me if you know what this bird is if you're watching this. But aren't magpies the ones that collect things there, right? But this is about success. Look at the crown on their head. And I think that your success is related to some way that you communicate and believing in your ability to communicate something with simplicity. I think it comes back to maybe even this relationship requires a simple approach. If it's a relationship, this journey requires a simple approach, but it also requires you letting your guard down on something. Let me think. I think it's saying you don't even have to think too hard. Maybe the head gets in the way of the heart sometimes, of the success. And then with the Four of Feathers, you get the Nine of Wands. Wow. It's about this letting go. It's about this letting go and just trusting that you've learned so much. But I really feel like you are being asked to let go of burdens. Spend time, do this. what I was saying earlier. And what it helps you do is see, it helps you see your history. It helps you see what you have achieved, you know, but do it in an unburdened type of way, not carrying the whole world. And maybe group 4, you have not been seeing your value, and maybe that's why you need to do this. Keep going within, because it's helping you see your value in this very important process you are going through, whether it's love, whether it's a course of study, whether it's a new project, whether it's a written piece of something. That's the guidance. Around you, you get the 4 of coins and the Queen of Cups. So maybe there is there's an offer coming towards you, and it might have been withheld from you, but maybe it was because you were needing to learn certain things about love, self-love, or whatever the case might be. It's almost like divine timing. You know, a person might have withheld it, not knowing why, but maybe this divine had an intervention. But it's also about speaking up for your worth. If someone around you is not sharing, it doesn't mean that they don't love you, I think. And maybe that's where the communication comes in, is that you need to, speak up and see the love there. There's definitely love around you. There's a loving energy around you. For some of you, that's love. For some of you, there might be an offer coming in, a loving offer. Could be work related. Let me just think about it. I just feel like there's love around you where you might not even have seen it, and it doesn't have to be a lovership. It can be a loving energy. You know, this makes me think of my mum. So if you relate to that, maybe there's a loving past one around you that maybe you have been struggling with that ending has left you feeling like you didn't have stability, and yet maybe they are around you and still loving you. For some of you, it is a past love. For some of you, it's a past life love, or someone who's passed on. And in the near future, you get the 8 of Wands with the Ace of Wands. You're waiting for a new beginning, and it looks like communication is coming in swiftly, but I'm not worried. I'm wondering what this Ace of Wands in the reverse can mean. Let me see. Let me get a clarifier for that Ace of Wands. I'm very curious. Five of Coins. I have to think. Okay, so the first message I'm getting is there's swift communication, or a lot of action is what I'm seeing in the near. You're probably going to be very busy, and you might, because the Ace of Wands implies one thing, but it's in reverse, so maybe you'll be busy on a number of projects. That's what I think. Maybe 5 different things, you'll be pulled 5 different ways or something, but maybe they are all related, and maybe that's what you need to do, is bring everything together. If you're working on a project, maybe if you're writing a proposal, it's time for you to hone it in now into one. For some of you, all the ideas, bring them together, and yeah, that's what I'm seeing with the 5 of Coins. I think the 5 of Coins was in reverse. Guys, I'm going to leave the 5 of Coins out, but because it gave me clarity somehow. It let me in. The 5 of Coins let me in, you know. Let me see. Let me the Ace of Wands, beloved, please. Oh, there's the Queen of Cups again, dear heart. So for you, some of you, there's definitely a love around you. Maybe for some of you, it's a guidance. A guide might be a teacher, but there's definitely this love around you, and maybe a guidance, if not to do all your things with great simplicity and great love for yourself, and for whatever you are doing, or for another person. And you get the Sun with the Empress. So I really feel it comes back to that energy. Whatever you're working on is benefiting, or this lovership benefits from you loving yourself, doing the inner work of spending time in the Sun, believing in yourself and believing in your worthiness. You know, this is like self-esteem. This one is just knowing your worth. It's like doing things that are self-loving and self-nurturing, knowing that you are the empress, and you have that divine crown, and it's almost like people need to feel that people around you must honor that. You know, you will not settle for any less than the best, kind of thing. Okay, and then in the outcome, we get these two twos, and then you get the Five of Cups. There's another two there, right? And this one, this two balance energy is so important for you in the near future. Like, I feel you might be out of balance, but it's okay. It's like juggling, getting clarity, and part of that clarity is in letting go of the things that don't serve you. You know, this card has for me meant letting go of the people and things. Maybe this Three of Cups for some of you is where people have messed around with you or hurt you or been untrue, even friendships, letting them go, because there's so much more waiting for you. There's Two Cups, love, partnership, true partnership waiting for you, but you're looking at this, and maybe that's what you'll confront. The other thing is worrying what people think and say. You are letting that go, and that's what your guidance is. Letting that go, believing in your ability to manage the different elements and to find the clarity that you need on this journey. And for some of you, that letting go of those things that don't serve you, even lovers or relationships from the past or people that were not in your best interests, leads to this, you letting go of the baggage of that so that you can enjoy this new way of having relationships. Yeah, there's a lot of action in your reading, so some of you might be acting on something work related or passion related, and other of you it's intertwined, or others of you it's a love, it's a lovership and a new way of loving and a new way of accepting love. And for some of you, it's both those things. Okay, dear hearts, let me leave it there. It's a beautiful reading, Group 4, and I will send you lots of love. Please share your opinions, your thoughts, thoughts about birds, whatever. I will chat with you, and about the spring. I'll chat with you again soon. Bye.